Hello developers, in this video of the ESP-IDF series, we will talk about ADC. So, let's get started. First, let's understand the ADC. An ADC, or analog-to-digital converter, is a device that turns real-world analog signals into digital data a computer or microcontroller, like the ESP32 can process. Analog signals are continuous, like the smooth rise and fall of a sound wave or a sensor's voltage. Digital signals, though, are discrete, ones and zeros. The ADC bridges that gap. The ADC does three main things. Sampling, it takes snapshots of the analog signal at specific intervals. The faster it samples, the more accurate the digital version. Quantization, it measures each snapshot and assigns it a number based on predefined levels. Encoding, it converts those numbers into binary code for the microcontroller to use. In this example, our analog signal ranges from 0 to 5 volt. Because we use a 3-bit resolution, there are 2 to the power 3, which equal 8 quantization levels, labeled from 0 through 7. Each level is mapped to a 3-bit binary code, from 000 up to 111. Our sample of the signal lands on the 5th quantization level. So, it's assigned to code 101 in binary, which is 5 in decimal. The microcontroller then interprets 101 as the digital representation of that analog voltage it sampled. You notice that a 3-bit resolution doesn't give you very accurate reading, because it understands the voltage from 3.125 to 3.75 as the same. So, that's why we use higher resolution that has hundreds or thousands of levels. In ESP32, there are 3 ADC drivers: one-shot mode, and continuous mode, and calibration. Let's start with one-shot mode. Picture this: you tell the ESP32, hey, read this pin right now, and it takes one single measurement. It's perfect for stuff like checking a button press or grabbing a temperature reading once in a while. It's low power, simple to set up, and you control when it happens. But if you need to monitor something constantly changing, like audio or a fast sensor, it's not the best pick because it's just one snap at a time. Now, continuous mode is the opposite. The ESP32 keeps reading the pin over and over, super fast, and stores the data for you, usually with something called DMA, which is like a high-speed courier. This is awesome for things like sound recording or tracking a sensor that's always moving. But it uses more power and memory, and it's a bit trickier to code. Oh, and ADC2 can't use DMA, so you're mostly working with ADC1 here. The calibration mode. The ESP32's ADC isn't perfect out of the box, readings can be a bit off due to voltage quirks. Calibration fixes that. You use a special function to tweak the raw data into accurate millivolts. It's like tuning a guitar, takes a little effort, but your results sound way better. The ESP-IDF has tools for this, and it's a must for precise projects like weather stations. In this video, we will use the one-shot mode to read a potentiometer value every second. Now, we will see how to configure and read the ADC value using one-shot mode. First, we need to configure the ADC one-shot driver, by giving it the ADC unit, which is ADC1 or ADC2, and the clock source. Second, we need to configure the ADC channel, by giving it the resolution, and the attenuation which used to adjust the input voltage range of the ADC. Finally, in the loop we read the ADC value, and print it on the monitor, every 1 second. To know how to create and configure an ESP-IDF project in Visual Studio Code, watch this video. We need the free RTOS libraries, and the ADC one-shot library, and also ESP log library to log messages to the monitor. We are using channel 6, and ADC unit 1. The ADC1 channel 6 is at GPIO pin 34 of the ESP32. Note that, ADC2 doesn't work when Wi-Fi is enabled. This is because ADC2 shares internal resources with the Wi-Fi radio, leading to conflicts when both are active. The tag macro is for printing the ADC to the messages we log. In the main function, we are creating an ADC task that has a 2 kilobyte stack size, and priority 5. In the ADC task, we are creating two variables, one for receiving ADC value, and the other for ADC handle. First, we are configuring the one-shot mode by giving it the unit number, and the clock source. Second, we are configuring the channel, we are using 12-bit resolution. Here are the available resolutions. And we also give it the attenuation. Here are the available attenuation. In the loop, we are reading the ADC value using this function, that takes the ADC handle and the channel number and writes the ADC value. Then, we are printing the value on the monitor. Then, we are making a 1-second delay. Make sure that your ESP32 is selected. Click Build to build your project. The first build will take some time. Connect your ESP. Select the flash method, and the COM port your ESP connected to. Click Flash, to upload the code on your ESP. Click Monitor to see the output.